it's Angel. Today I went to Pike Place Market in downtown Seattle's beautiful waterfront. I thought it would be nice to make fish for dinner tonight and maybe find some other ingredients to cook with along the way. This is my second video in a 3-part series of Asian-inspired recipes using fresh ingredients from Pike Place Market. Enjoy! Growing up eating food family style, I've always gotten used to having at least one vegetable dish with my meals. A meal just doesn't feel complete without vegetables these days. One of my go-to vegetable dishes that I like to cook is baby bok choy stir-fried with some fresh garlic. And even though bok choy is an Asian vegetable, it's fairly mainstream now, so you can usually find it at most grocery stores or, like I did today, at the market. In this video, I'll show you my technique and tips on how to stir fry bok choy, restaurant style. It's going to be crisp and tender, and most important of all, never soggy. So with that, let's get started. Now for the ingredients. A good plate of bok choy starts with fresh vegetables. So when you're out grocery shopping, make sure you pick ones that are fresh. Fresh bok choy will have leaves that are perky and firm. Try and avoid greens with black spots on the leaves or appear wilted, because wilted veggies don't taste good. When you get home and are ready to cook, start by slicing off a sliver of the exposed bottom end of the bok choy. Then cut in half lengthwise, and depending on how big the pieces are, I usually cut them into quarters, so they'll be easier to eat and easier to wash. In the end, they'll look like this. This brings us to washing. Since bok choy has layers of leaves, sometimes soil or bugs will get into them, so we'll want to make sure to rinse really well. When I make this at home, I'll take the time to look at each piece and gently open the leaves and rinse and rub in between if needed. Once we're done, drain and set them aside in a bowl. Now for the garlic. I love garlic, so I'll usually prepare a few cloves of garlic, which I slice into thin pieces. Now it's time to cook. I'm preheating my wok on medium heat. Once the wok is heated, add a few tablespoons of oil. If you don't add enough oil, it won't cook and coat the vegetables evenly, so make sure you have enough in there. Once the oil is heated, add and stir fry the garlic to release the fragrance and infuse the oil with flavor. You'll only need to do this for about 10 seconds, then you can add the bok choy. Once you add your bok choy, stir to mix in the ingredients. At this time, I'm going to add a bit of hot water, or you can add chicken broth for a bit more flavor. The amount of water really depends on how much vegetable you're cooking, but I'm using about 3 tablespoons here. After adding the water, turn your pan on high heat if it isn't on high already. The key to cooking crisp vegetables is to do so quickly at high temperatures. Keep stir-frying on and off for about 3 minutes, keeping an eye out on the root of the vegetable stem. Once this changes color and is barely translucent, it's done. I can usually cook mine with a total cook time of around 3 minutes. Now, the first time you try this, don't be shy to take one out like I am, and try one. Every stove and pan combination is different, so work with what you have. You won't know if it tastes good if you don't try it. Yep, that's good. Once it's done, turn off the heat and add a few pinches of sea salt to taste. Toss and transfer to a serving plate immediately so the veggies don't continue to cook in the pan. Your bok choy should be super crisp, tasty with a hint of garlic, and best of all, perfectly cooked. video tutorial helpful and you're able to use some of these tips and techniques for your next batch of bok choy. Stay tuned for my final video in this series of Pike Place Market Asian-inspired recipes. I brought home with me some fresh shrimp and honey, so I'll be making something super yummy with those two ingredients. Keep watching to find out what I'll be cooking up next. So with that, I will see you guys shortly. Now it's time for me to try this. Bye! Don't forget the garlic. Love garlic.